All right, hi everybody. It is the Evil King of Anime Versus, aka Bonkai 922, here to bring you another one. I can't get this reviews on time for to save my life. It always happens where I can't get them to do these reviews on time. It's always like 4 days late. I apologize up front because of that. Now, this episode, So I Can't Play H, episode 11 review, Making Love Happen. I titled it is harder than whatever. It's harder. Um, in this episode, we already found out last week. We found very sad news about Ryosuke that he was going to die very soon. Now, um, basically in the beginning of this episode, his mother shows up, so it adds another, you know, peg on this humongous roller coaster ride. Another card on this, excuse me, roller coaster ride that has gotten really out of control. Now, basically, what has happened is she shows up and she's like really worried. She throws her stuff on the ground and she thinks he's dead, but he's not dead. Because he had a piece of paper over his face. He was laying down on the couch, so she thought, oh, because of that, he was dead. Now, that's when we get Mina showing up and everybody and saying, oh, don't worry, he's not going to die. We're going to use Mina to save his life, so on and so forth. Because the story is, if Mina can confess her feelings to Ryosuke and he can accept her feelings and give his feelings to her as well, he'll be saved. She'll be able to call forth that energy she had when she released it in Grimwald, and he'll be saved. Now, that's what basically happens. Now, it's obvious that during this whole situation, that Lisara isn't herself. She is hiding the fact that she loves Ryosuke. And so on and so forth. Now, we get a scene with his mother making dinner and everything, and he's explaining to her about the whole thing with Grimwald and the sword and all that business. And she kind of knew that that's what happened. Now, on a kind of a weird thing to say, the truth of the matter is, I don't want to say this, but this kind of goes on the blame of the mother. I want to say that because, you know, if that father never gave her that part of the sword, he might have not have. But then again, you don't know in this show. You can't really tell if that without any circumstantial anything. So, have that conversation. She's making dinner. And before dinner, he's going to go on a date with Mina. And he's getting ready to go on the date with her, and Lisara's there and trying to help him out. And she's like encouraging him, just do what you usually do, have a nice date, and, so on and so forth. And Mina's at the same time getting encouragement from Lisara's younger sister, Kuel. So that's basically what's going on in this episode. Now, while they go on their date, and they're following him going on the date, and it's so stupid because there's nobody there. It's like Deadsville in the town and everything where they live. So, really, there's nobody there. But they, Sarah, Kuel, and Ilya, they're monitoring their date, and so on and so forth. Now, while she's making dinner, the mother, Ryosuke's mother, she has a conversation with that bitch. Yeah, Heart Ear. And she talks back to Heart Ear and saying, nothing is for certain. So don't just say, that. And she's like saying, oh, it doesn't matter either way because me and you can't do anything about it. So that's what she says, and we move on from there. Now, they go on their date, they're having a good time, go to a movie and everything. And they go to the movie. They're having a good time on their date. And they're getting really lovey-dovey. It's really working out. It's really improving the situation. And at one time when they're eating, sitting down, and even gets her a stuffed animal thing, Ryosuke wins it in a prize game thing, one of those, crane things. It's sitting down having like a drink. And then at that point, Lisar decides, oh, I'm going to go back home. Now, Iria knows. She knows. Iria knows, oh, something is up with her. She's hiding her feelings. Then we have a scene where it's, as you can see here, you see Mina holding a bag, and she confesses her feelings, and the energy of her, her energy is coming out, and she's going to release it, and it's like, oh, yes, she'll be saved. Unfortunately, they come back to meet up with Lisara, and it is not good news. He turned down Mina's feelings because he is not in love with Mina. He's in love with Lisara. He comes back home and he's having an argument with Lisara and everything. And he's telling her, I love you. I don't love Mina. I love you. And she's like, oh, you're a fool, and everything. And then at that moment, he collapses. And the episode gets really serious very quickly. And his mother's there, and she's hysterical, freaking hysterical. And then we have Mina saying, "Oh, I was turned down twice in her home." And Kyo gets her and says that Ryosuke is presumably dead. That's what we presumed at this point. And they're all by his bedside, and his mother's crying, and Mina's crying, and Lisara is saying these words. She's saying that you're a fool, you're a stupid fool, and all these things because of what you did. Because he was in love with Lisara, if he had just said that he was in love with Mina, he probably would have been saved. And that's what was brought up. And then we got that stupid bitch, Hard Ear. She is going downstairs. She's making her way to the room where they are at. And it seems like she's going to do something. Now, the next episode is something to do with sex or something. I'm not 100% sure on the next episode. Let me just check before I end this. Yeah, the next episode is called "So Please Stop Talking About Sex." At least that's what we believed that the next episode is called. After next week's episode, there's one more episode, so this show is winding down very quickly. The reason why I like this show is because it seems like it isn't your typical Ichi anime. It has these moments of emotional, like, drama, like, oh my god, what's going to happen now? So that's one of the reasons why I really like it. Now, for this episode, I'm going to give it, I'm going to give this one a 3.5. But the way the next week's looks, I might give it a higher rating. There's only, after this, like I said, after this one, after episode 12, there's only one more. So you get what's coming, guys. You get what's how this is going to shape up. It was funny how in this show he was told in the very beginning by Lisara that he was going to die, but she said, "Oh, if you were with the if you're given special, the special person, special specimen could help you, could save your life. Now, that isn't going to happen now. So it makes me believe how's this going to go down. Now, I believe that for the ending, it might be where Lysara saves his life, but we don't know. It's going to be a really crazy last 2 episodes for this show, and we will see. Oh, before I end this part of information, I'm going to do an anime review, just an anime regular review of Gundam Age for the Bankai 922 channel. Just wanted to bring that up to you guys because I feel that it was such a pivotal show, and there was some naysayers who didn't like the show, and I figured I'd just bring my 2 cents in about Gundam Age and what I thought about it. So yeah, that's what's going to happen. I don't know when I'm going to do the review. Might be tonight, might be tomorrow, who knows. Least to say, it will happen before Wednesday. So yeah, that and maybe the other series that are ending, anime series reviews that I have to do. I'll do that too. Okay? So, it's been the Evil King of Anime Versus, and I will catch you guys later.